Tensions over Syria flared once again at the United Nations on Tuesday, with Russia accusing Ukraine of covertly supporting militant groups in the war-torn country. Vassily Nebenzia, Russia's permanent representative to the UN, claimed that militants from Hay'at Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, were openly flaunting their alleged ties to Ukraine, revealing a deepening rift between Moscow and Kyiv.
We would like to pay particular attention to the traced involvement of the main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine, GUR, in organizing combat activities and providing weapons to the fighters operating in the northwest of the Syrian Arab Republic.
Nebenzia further accused GUR military instructors of training HTS fighters in Idlib for combat operations. Ukraine has yet to comment, but recently pointed fingers at both Russia and Iran for exacerbating the crisis in Syria.
We have repeatedly exposed, including in the UNSC chamber, that GUR military instructors were present in Idlib to train HTS fighters for combat operations. Cooperation between Ukrainian and Syrian terrorists, driven by hatred of Russia and Syria, is underway both when it comes to the recruitment of fighters to the Ukrainian army and to mounting attacks against the Russian and Syrian troops in Syria. It was also reported today that Ukrainian specialists accompanied by HTS terrorists were spotted at a scientific center in Aleppo province. Far from concealing the fact of Ukraine's support, the HTS fighters are openly flaunting this.
The U.S. came under fire too, with Nebenzia criticizing Washington for involving the White Helmets in the UN's efforts, accusing the group of aiming to vilify the Syrian government.
In breach of established practice and without any consultation with those delegations that had requested the meeting, the American representative arbitrarily added a briefer, a representative of the notorious NGO, the White Helmets. The White Helmets, as we know, have been repeatedly implicated in large-scale falsifications, which were geared to vilify the Syrian authorities. They have no expertise whatsoever on what is currently happening in Aleppo. And at this critical juncture, when the Council must express solidarity with the Syrian state in the face of the terrorist threat, the American presidency is trying to sow division in its ranks.
The group's director, Raid al-Saleh, countered by alleging Russian and Iranian-backed rebels had hindered their operations in Syria, although he provided no additional evidence. Meanwhile, China and Algeria called for a political settlement and an end to military intervention, with China urging the international community to respect Syria's sovereignty. Syria's own delegate, Qusay al-Dahak, took the opportunity to condemn the support given to HTS and demanded accountability for the group's actions. Last Wednesday, HTS militants launched a fresh offensive in Aleppo and Idlib, reaching areas once retaken by the Syrian army. The Syrian Ministry of Defense responded by reinforcing their positions and repelling what they called terrorist organizations. HTS, with roots in al-Qaeda's former Syrian branch al-Nusra, continues to be designated a terrorist group by the UN, Russia, the US, and others. The latest developments highlight the ongoing geopolitical battle in Syria, with global powers on opposing sides of the conflict.